We want to be recognized as a dynamic organization that is able to efficiently provide the integrated program delivery needed to lead a rapidly evolving food and agricultural system.
But at what cost?
According to the USDA, one of their key visions is the enhancement of food safety by taking steps to reduce the prevalence of foodborne hazards from farm to table.
Really?
A fast food nightmare may be getting worse. A 2-year-old child died today in Seattle, and the killer, tainted meat from Jack in the Box hamburgers.
A nationwide recall today for more than 140 tons of ground beef.
500,000 pounds of ground beef.
Today, nationwide recalls of Conagra ground beef.
E. coli isn't just in ground beef now. It's been found in spinach, apple juice, and this is really because the runoff from our factory farms.
90 confirmed cases of E. coli poisoning. Central to it all, raw bagged spinach.
This is the 20th E. coli outbreak with leafy greens in just the last decade.
What seems to be more important to the USDA is their other key vision, promoting the giant that is agribusiness, ensuring them huge profits at the expense of the public's health.
Only 4 companies control over 80% of the meatpacking industry: Tyson Foods, Cargill Meat Solutions, JBS USA, and the National Beef Packing Company. Each of these companies slaughters around 20,000 animals a day. They have streamlined meat production and slashed prices to record lows, but these production methods cut tremendous corners, leaving consumers at risk. Cattle are fed 100% corn diets due to the extremely low cost of corn in the U.S. By evolution, cows are designed to eat grass, not corn. This diet change has caused the development of harmful microbacteria in the cow's stomach, including E. coli. The living conditions of CAFOs, or concentrated animal feeding operations, require cattle to live their entire lives knee-deep in their own feces. If one cow contracts a disease, the disease spreads through the excrement and infects other cows. When cattle reach the slaughterhouse, their hides are caked in manure, which contaminates the meat. One hamburger patty can consist of over 1,000 animals. That's 1,000 potential disease carriers packed into one quarter pounder.
There is a serious conflict of interest within the USDA. The department is responsible for both regulating and promoting American agriculture. This means that the same guys working to expand agricultural markets and revenue are also responsible for the protection of consumers against foodborne hazards.
Over the past decade, the food industry gave Congress over $41 million in campaign contributions. More than 1/3 of that money went to members of Senate and House agricultural committees. During the Bush administration, the chief of staff of the USDA was the former chief lobbyist to the beef industry. The head of the FDA was the former executive vice president of the National Food Processors. A current member of the Dietary Guidelines Committee also served on a council for the McDonald's Corporation, another for the Dannon Corporation. One of the USDA's chief duties is to administer the dietary guidelines for Americans every 5 years. The Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine filed a lawsuit against the USDA, claiming their 2010 dietary guidelines are clear about what to eat more of, but deliberately hide the foods Americans should eat less. The guidelines use biochemical terms such as saturated fat and cholesterol instead of meat and cheese. Directly telling people not to eat meat and cheese or to drink less dairy would affect the income of food industry giants like Tyson and Cargill. Apparently their profits are more important than our well-being.
The USDA should be split into 2 separate agencies, one responsible for promoting agribusiness and the other one in charge of regulating the industries to ensure that all American-made food is 100% safe for consumption. Strict regulations would need to be applied, not allowing any former member of one agency to work for the other and vice versa. No one who has previously worked in the corporate food sector should be allowed to hold any position of power.